What's going on, guys? I am the Crow. Today, I'm bringing you a deck profile for a new Dark Magician variant that I've been working on for quite a while, and I finally figured it out. You're going to find this real interesting. There's a lot of spice in this deck. We're going to see what type of new engine I kind of just came up with on my own. Well, I tried to. New cards that came out for a structure deck. So, you're about to find out. Without any further ado, I'm going to get into this deck profile because it's going to be very nice. So start off, obviously, 3 Dark Magician. Gotta play the 3 Dark Magician. He is like the namesake of the deck for this Dark Magician build. Obviously, the whole deck revolves around him and getting him out and stuff. That's how Dark Magician is. Obviously, the 3 Magician's Rod. 3 best normal summons in the deck. Searches out your spells and traps. And that's how you get your combo plays going. To be able to search out like Circle, Navigation, Soul, whatever, Secret Dark Magic. Doesn't really matter. And try to keep these over here. And then for the next monsters, we got, yes, I did get my 3rd Magician Souls. Now I'll bring you a pure Dark Magician deck profile soon with the new 3 Souls. But for right now, this is the new variant. We have 3 Magician Souls. Best one, you can send Dark Magician from deck to graveyard to either special summon Dark Magician back to the field, or send 2 spells, or special summon this card to the field, I should say. And when he's on the field, send 2 spells and traps from your deck to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and he's just very powerful. Using a lot of decks, he's very expensive for a reason. Up next, we do play the double Apprentice Illusion Magician. Apprentice Illusion Magician is your best special summon because you discard any card special summon her. And when she's summoned to the field at any point, any type of summon, special summon, normal summon, whatever, she searches Dark Magician to your hand. If she's on the field and in your hand, and your Dark Spellcaster attacks, she can send herself to the graveyard to give your monster 2,000 attack during that damage calculation only, not till the end of the turn, so that kind of sucks, but hey, she's basically honest. And here is when the spice comes in. Alright, you're going to get ready for this. 2, Reshadal Wendy. Alright, yes, we do play Shadals. I am playing a Shadal engine. This is a really good engine. This really speeds up Dark Magician a lot. I've been working on this for a while, and I really think that the Shadals are the best. Now, if you don't know what this card does, is when she's sent to the grave by card effect, she can special summon any Shadal monster from your deck in face down defense position. Also, when she has a flip effect, is if she's on the field, flip her face up, you can special summon a Shadal monster from your deck in face up or face down defense position, except herself. And she can only use one other of her effects once per turn, but I'm playing her as a 2-up because she's a combo piece in the Shadal and Shadal strategy, so she's sort of needed. Up next, we do play the 2 Shadal Beasts just for the draw power. Sometimes you can send the Red Shadal Incarnation Trap card, flip face up and draw 2 cards, discard 1 card, or you can even send it to the graveyard by a card effect, let's say Shadal Fusion, L Shadal Fusion, whatever. Send it to a graveyard by card effect, and you just get a free draw. So he's very good. I like that draw power ability. We do play the 1-ups, which is Squamata, Dragon, and Falco. Alright, so reason behind this. Alright, so we have Squamata. When he's sent to the grave by card effect, he can basically Foolish Burial any monster from your deck to the graveyard as Shadal, or even just send a spell or trap. It doesn't, any Shadal card. Then we have Foolish or Shadal Dragon, or when he's face up, I should say. Also target 1 monster in the field, destroy it, but you don't really use it for that effect. Shadal Dragon is when he's flipped face up, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and return it to the hand, or if he is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target a spell or trap on the field and destroy it. He's just more for that back row that's problematic. Yeah, he doesn't have a holo printing right now. He only has, I think, a rare, right? But correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. For right now, I think all he is this is all I got is the common. Yeah. But anyway, Shadal Falco is flip face up. You can target 1 Shadal monster in your graveyard except Shadal Falco and special summon it in face down defense position. And if he's sent to the grave by card effect, you can special summon this card. You can special summon it in face down defense position. So he special summons himself back in face down defense position if he's sent to the grave by card effect. So he's basically just bodies on board, free bodies on board. Next Shadal card, honorary Shadal card is Performance Trick Con, send it to the grave off of Shadal Fusion for Shadal Construct, and he'll freely special himself back to the field, making his attack defense 0, and not only that, but you also take 1,000 damage, so it doesn't really matter. You know, it's Province Trick Clown, free body. And this is for the Union Carrier lock, because Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, being able to lock your opponent out of their extra deck by equipping him with from Union Carrier onto any of your Dark Magician cards, or even just the all the shell cards in your main deck. So he's always a good thing. And plus, when you put Elshal Wind on the board and him, you're not only that, or your opponent, not only is your opponent locked out of only special summoning one monster per turn, but he's also can't go into his extra deck, which is very powerful. And next up, for the spells, we do play the double Dark Magical Circle. Yes, I cut it down to 2 in this deck because seeing a 3 really bricks a lot, and I had to make room for the Shaddoll monsters in the deck, so more or less it's just, it is less brick you less. Up next, triple Soul Servant. Soul Servant is your main draw power for the Dark Magician engine, because you can stack whatever card you want on top of the deck that's Dark Magician. And if Dark Magician's in the grave, you can banish it to draw a card. Which I like really doing it. And so as a quick play spell, you can basically play Circle and then just quick play into this, put whatever you want on top of the deck, grab that card, and then banish this to draw like another card that was on top of the deck. So that's always very nice. Up next, I do play the Illusion Magic and the Dark Magic Inheritance, mostly because there's less Dark Magician cards. You do have a hard time trying to get into your Dark Magician cards, so I try to play these cards to try and get into them, like Dark Magician and the Spells and Traps. Alright, Tribute Spellcaster, and you can add 2 Dark Magicians from deck or graveyard to your hand. This one is banish 2 spells from your graveyard and add any spell or trap that lists Dark Magician on it. It's basically a spell version of Magician's Rod. Up next, we do play the fusion spells, which is Secrets, Itemize, Magical Ice Fusion. Now these are what I'm kind of working on too. The Shaddolls, I should say, or the ratios I'm working on for them, trying to get them working right. But right now we do have the Secrets of Dark Magic. I might cut this out completely, but I also really want it in here because of the Dragon Knight and Magical Ice Fusion, just because it's real easy to get into Quintet Magician with this deck. Shaddolls really like spamming their Shaddoll cards into the graveyard, so Magical Ice Fusion really helps in, if you get it, you play it, and then just banish 5 spellcasters with different names, which is going to be mostly your Shaddoll cards. And you got Quintet going second. You can just blow up your opponent's board and attack for game, basically. Really, I think the Shaddolls are really helping Dark Magician to actually be able to go second in this. This is what I kind of like about it. Up next, the next Shaddoll cards are the Shaddoll fusions themselves. Now, yes, I do have the Secrets, and they're beautiful, I know. But this is if your opponent controls an extra deck monster. So basically, you want to go second to try and do this part, because you can fusion summon monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. But if your opponent controls an extra deck monster, you can send the materials from the deck instead to the graveyard. So it kind of like Foolish Burial cards, which is what your deck wants to do. They like being sent to the graveyard by a card effect, and this is by card effect. So it really triggers off your Shaddoll cards if you don't know what it does. I can help you look at it here. We got Shaddoll Fusion. If we can focus, it fusion summons a Shaddoll fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, so Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Link, whatever, you can use monsters from your deck as fusion material. Hold on. Yeah, use monsters from your deck as fusion material. You can activate it once per turn. That's fine, because we have another fusion card in this for Shadolls, which is Shaddoll Fusion. All right, so basically, you kind of just combo these two together. You usually play one, then send the other to the grave to fetch it back off of a Shaddoll Fusion monster whenever it comes up. Whenever you use them, as like send them to the grave off of Link material, whatever. So the combo's off. We do play 3 draw power cards. I don't really care what you play. I'm testing this out between playing these or playing 3 Allure of Darkness. because 3 Lower Darkness gets you to draw 2 and you banish a Dark Monster, which doesn't really matter, but sometimes it does come up where I kind of don't want to banish the cards, or sometimes I don't draw into my Dark Monsters. Sometimes I'll draw into 2 reshuffle Wendy's and no Dark Monsters, so I have to get rid of my whole hand. Which, it does, I mean, if you draw into reshuffle Wendy and you can't banish cards, so you have to discard your hand, at least reshuffle Wendy can get you a monster from the deck because it's by card effect being sent to the grave. So it doesn't really matter, but Performer Pop-Up is another thing. You can send any amount of monsters from your hand, or any amount of cards from your hand to the graveyard to draw that many cards, and then how many cards you have in your hand, you basically take 1,000 points of damage for each card that's in your hand. Usually I try to get all the cards out of my hand as much as I can, like down to probably like 2, then play this, discard those 2 cards, and then draw 2 more, or sometimes 3. I try not to go too all out with this. It's mainly made for the Magician or Pendulum cards, because if when you drew them, you would basically special summon, or do basically a special summon all the monsters in between the scales that you have of, like, that's Magician, Pendulum, Odd Eyes, or Performer Pal, which none of those are in here. But this, I just figured this is a nice secret, like, little tech card for drawing, because we don't have very many good generic draw 2s, or that, you know, well, we have, like, Pot of Desires, but some people don't like Pot of Desires. Sometimes I don't like Pot of Desires in this deck, but, you know, it's all just, it's all to figure out with. That's what I got. So we got 2 Eternal Soul. Now, 2 Eternal Soul is amazing, but it can be searchable and it's easily popped bits because, and we're not, like I said, we're not running a big Dark Magician engine, so we kind of don't need to see it. We have a lot of shell cards that kind of fetch each other out, and it's a lot easier to draw into these. Really, it is, because shells really like to send each other to the grave. You're fishing your deck, you're kind of thinning out your deck a lot, so playing 2 of these just makes sense, and plus you don't really want to brick with these. It gets really easy to brick. But yeah, 2 Eternal Souls is you can flip it face up, bring back a Dark Magician from your graveyard, or special summon from the hand, and it protects your Dark Magicians from being hit by any sort of card effects. Like, it's unaffected by your opponent's card effects, and not only that, but the bad part about it is when this leaves the field, it destroys all your cards. It doesn't really care about Rishal or El Shaddai Wendy, or El Shaddai Winda. Sorry, El Shaddai Winda can't be destroyed by card effects, so it's kind of just, you know, at least you're not going to lose a Winda. You're still locking your opponent into 1 special summon, which is amazing. Next, we do play Magician Navigation. Yes, I know. It's weird to see this again, but it's the one of, and sometimes it's not as easy to get Dark Magician onto the field in this deck, because sometimes you don't see your Magician Souls, but and plus, like I said, it's not a big Dark Magician engine, so you kind of try to run more special summon cards for Dark Magician. Sometimes I like to lay this face down and then just kind of flip it over on my opponent's turn, and then play El Shaddai Fusion to get out El Shaddai Winda after that. So it's always very nice to do. Plus you're getting your banish cards off you get the banish cards off the circle. And this card has a nice little grave utility, is if it's in a graveyard, except for turn it was sent to the graveyard. You can banish it if you control Dark Magician to negate a spell or trap on the field for a whole turn. Nice utility. And we do have the last trap card, which is Reshadal Incarnation. Best trap card for Shaddals. When it's in the graveyard, you can banish this and any Shaddal monster to flip a monster on your field face up or face down. So it's always really good. I really like playing this card to be able to, sometimes I want to get the draw effects off of Beast, or kind of wanted to flip Wendy face up to get her effect. It's a card that kind of Shaddals, I think, needed a little bit, as well as Wendy. Alright, up next for the extra deck. Alright, so that was the full main deck. Here comes the extra deck. We do play the 1 Quintet Magician, the 1 Dark Magician Dragonite, and the 1 Dark Magicians, because these are the Dark Magician fusions you want to go into. Quintet, you use Magical Ice Fusion to banish 5 spellcasters, different names, from your field or graveyard to fusion summon him. He can only be fusion summoned. He can't be tributed, and he can't be destroyed by card effects, and he also cannot be used as fusion material. So your opponent can't really super poly this guy because he can't be used as fusion material. And when he hits the field using 5 spellcasters with different names, he can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Complete board wipe. If you're going second, he's very powerful. That's what this deck kind of just does well, is going second and busting out this guy, really. I've done this so many times. I've won games with this guy so much. It's unbelievable. Dark Vision Dragon, obviously there because he's Dark Vision by name. He protects your back row from being destroyed by card effects. So when and he's also dark, like I said, Dark Vision by name because he changes his name to Dark Vision when he hits the field. So that makes him unaffected by card effects if you have Eternal Soul on the field. So you have a really nice lockout to your opponent can't really do much to you except for attacking into him or mass banishing your back row. The Dark Magicians here is the fusion monster that allows you to draw cards. Anytime a spell or trap is activated, you can then draw a card. If it's a spell or trap, immediately set it. And if it's a quick play spell or a trap card, you can play it that turn, which is awesome. And it's really easy to make because your deck is mostly spellcasters, so this card is a lot more useful. Next, we do have the Shaddoll cards, which is El Shaddoll Construct and two El Shaddoll Construct here. Usually you can use this with the Perform Trick Clown and Fusion Summon into those, and this triggers her effect to send cards to grave, and then you can, when she's sent from the field to grave, you can fetch back any of your Shaddoll spells or traps. And that's pretty much all she is. She's on once per turn. She was off the ban. She was on the ban list for a while. Came off to go to 3, which is amazing. Slowly became back to 3. But I think playing 2 in this deck is more fitting because your extra deck is kind of a little tight for monsters. And just playing 2 gets you into your combos just as much. El Shaddoll Cologne. El Shaddoll Cologne is you're using 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes. Also Dark Spellcaster, so just remember that because she can be used for Apprentice Illusion Magician. When she hits the field, she's more go second too, where she hits the field and she can target a card, basically effect Veiler of them as a quick effect. Or no, not as a quick effect, sorry. When she's special into the field, so negates effects, which is awesome. And when she's sent from the field to grave, she can add a Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to you. So from your deck or graveyard, then you can discard a card. But I mean, think about that. You're adding, this one's a different one. You can actually add them from the deck to your hand. Not a lot of them do that. They usually like to add it from the graveyard to hand. So she actually kind of extends your combos. Next, we do have 2 El Shaddoll windows. I like playing 2 different artworks. Yes, I know it's weird having the one like original artwork secret and this one's the structure deck super. But I like playing 2 different artworks because I was like a big artwork fan. Except for El Shaddoll Construct, I think it looks weird having the 2 different artworks of Construct. But this one, I don't really mind. You know, it's cool. I like this artwork too. This one, because everyone remembers this one, you know. But this artwork's not that bad. But yeah, we all know what she does. Takes a Shaddoll monster and a dark monster. Locks your opponent into specialing 1 monster per turn. Cannot be short by card effects. And we all know the little shtick. She's being used in, Invoke Shaddoll, so that's meta relevant card. We all know what she does. Next, we have an Xyz monster, a Bond Illusion Magician. Just in case you run into specialing too many Dark Magicians, you can overlay them, get out another Dark Magician, and basically attack and have this guy banish your opponent's card. So he's a soul and circle and legs. I need to explain more. It's it's not Dark Magician specifically, I should tell you. It's any spellcaster normal monster. So not Dark Magician card at all. But it's Dark Magician card. Boral Sword, alright. And we have the Appaloosa. For just rank the link forwards, we all know. Appaloosa negates Boral Sword attack OTK. Need I say more? Steal or have your opponent's attack. And he'll gain that half attack, and then, flip a monster defense position, he can attack again. Appaloosa is just, materials negate once per chain effects, monster effects. And just keep minusing attack off her. You all know. Union Carrier for that Dragon Buster lock. The Cross Sheep for combo extension when you fusion summon. Predaplant Verite Anaconda because Magic Class Fusion in Quintet. Or sometimes you can just go into other fusions with this card. It's amazing. You locked into special summoning. You can't special monsters after you use its effect, but does that really matter when it comes to Dark Edition. Cross Sheep and Union Carrier, just they're good cards. And then for last link, we're actually playing this Protector Bulb. Now, this is just in case you don't. If you really want to get into your Dark Edition Dragonite and you only have 2 monsters in the field but no Shell plays whatsoever, you can just basically link 2, because it's a generic link 2, just takes any 2 monsters except, or no, just any 2 monsters whatsoever. So if you can make a token, you can even use the token. It's just 2 monsters. And it's a dragon, right? Generic link 2 dragon. So, and it's light. But just generic link 2 dragon. Link, fusion summon Dark Vision, this card into Dark Vision Dragonite for your, block your Dark Vision cards being protected. So that will be it for today. Actually, I might give you a good old combo here for a second, if I can. I could show you the best hands that this deck can actually make. Let me just get me adjusted here. Alright, so first off, the best hands that you can have are, let's say, you like to go second with this deck, actually. Not going to lie. You want to go second to kind of just break your opponent's boards with just shawl cards. So, alright, best hands you want are a Circle, obviously, a Souls. It can be any combination of these cards. Magician's Rods, any of these cards. And you probably want either the Shaddoll Fusion, or if you open up a Reshell Money, it's not that great. So you kind of want, I don't know, this is like the best hand, I think, in my opinion, to what gets you into your plays. Especially, and if you're going second, it can be any card, really. Just, heck, it can even be, this X card doesn't even matter. Let's just make it Apprentice. Yeah, or Combo Extension. Combo Extender. So this is like the typical freaking hand that is like the best hand. This is the best hand. There's other combinations of hands that really get you in all your plays, and this is just the best one to go with. There's a lot of combos you can do with this hand. I don't know if you can see. Obviously, Circle, Soul Servant, grab whatever you want. Alright, we got 2 ways to get into Dark Edition, so if one gets negated, you still have the other one. You have Magician's Rod, and you can just fusion summon into any Shaddoll card. You can already see the plays, I think. If you are familiar with the Shadolls and the Evoke Shadolls, this is a really good board to go with. This could make a really good board. Other than that, this is a really good Dark Edition deck. I really enjoy playing this. I still like the pure Dark Vision, don't get me wrong. I just really think that this deck really sped Dark Vision up, and you kind of just turbo out a lot of good cards. So that'd be it for today, guys. Hope you like that video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and please suggest what I could do to make things better. Please give me the support. It really helps. I'll see you in the long run, guys. Bye.